What if I told you that in the Red Dead universe, my current wish list for Rockstar games is not Red Dead 3? Hello everyone, it's your girl Crimson here with something very different from my regular content. I have developed a bit of an obsession with Red Dead Redemption. First just playing Red Dead Online, and thank you Bottle of Scotch for that. And now I have the full Red Dead Redemption 2 game, having spent some time in story mode, but most of the time in the online mode. In a relatively short time, I've managed to rank up to almost level 200, and I am still madly in love with this game. I do want to give a shout out to content creators like PvPcat, whose videos, streams, and tips have been absolutely monumental. I've linked his channel in the description. As a side note, for the purpose of this video, let's just all pretend that GTA, and specifically GTA 6, does not exist. So please save your GTA 6 commentary. This is about the world built on natural horsepower. Let's dive into the topic at hand. While I think my long-term wish list might actually include Red Dead 3, I think Rockstar has some massive opportunities with the current version that would be worthwhile for them to explore. Since Red Dead 2 is literally the most gorgeous game I have ever seen already, it would be a gigantic task to improve on that, which I have faith in Rockstar's ability to achieve, but that will take several years to develop. In the meantime, they have massive player base that continues to explore their inner outlaw, but many of which are bored because they have just run out of things to do or accomplish in-game, or have faded from the game because of cheaters. Which brings me to my number one on the wish list. Fix the cheater problem. It doesn't matter how amazing this game is, the Red Dead Online experience can be immediately ruined by toddlers who decide that to fill the holes of their miserable little life, they need to make others miserable by running a cheater program. Maybe they lack skill. Maybe they lack any skill whatsoever, and this is literally the only way they can get that sense of accomplishment. Maybe they never quite finished puberty. I really don't care what their reasons are. If you want to run a cheater program, design your own game and go nuts, but please leave Red Dead alone. It's not just the players that use the program directly against other players either. Any external program in a lobby tends to affect the gameplay anyway. Missions get bugged, animals stop spawning, NPCs do weird things, so dear cheaters, stop. Just stop. Unlimited treasure chests and killing other players in unlimited god mode will not get you out of your parents' basement, and you have achieved absolutely nothing except increase the emotional, mental, and work ethic deficiencies you clearly already have. You need a therapist, not a cheat program. So, Rockstar needs to invest some time and some effort to minimizing cheater program access, much like they did in 2023, which you can learn about by watching Hazard's video linked in the description. It seems Rockstar had addressed it quite intensely back then, but have not really kept up with it, thus it's rare now to get a lobby where there isn't a cheat program being run. So to that I say, dear Rockstar, you've created this beautiful game that millions have enjoyed. Bring back the pride in your amazing work and stop allowing so many people to ruin the experience, even if it means a lot of time and effort to protect it. Number 2 on my short-term wish list. New roles, but based on existing elements. There are 3 roles that could be easy for Rockstar to create, as they use current in-game assets and gameplay elements already. The reason that new roles are so important is that they provide higher-ranked players with new things to do, which means you keep an existing customer base engaged and expand the value of what the game offers to new players. Can you say ka-ching? The first wish role is Horse Trader. As you can see, Red Dead Online teases us with the legions of wild horses that roam the entire map. While you can suck your stamina dry by catching, calming, and then riding one, that's pretty much where the interaction ends. This is unlike in Red Dead 2 story mode, where Arthur has opportunities to catch, train, and keep wild horses who then respond to gameplay commands, and the horse makes a more considerable difference to Arthur's progression in the story. The Horse Trader role would expand on the story mode capabilities by combining elements of the horse training and that of the trader role. A few ways to expand on it include being able to catch a wild horse and sell it at the stable for profit, the price of the horse depending on both its breed and characteristics, much like purchasing a horse is now, but also level of training. The more time invested into training the horse, the higher the value. Of course, horse training could require tools to unlock, then purchase, such as specific ropes, training bridles, saddles, and more. Add in monthly roll bonuses and daily challenges, an upgraded hitching post in the camp, and this could well be a pretty comprehensive and rewarding role. As someone who spent 2 decades riding and training horses, I feel that Rockstar places too little emphasis on the importance of horses. Horses were paramount to survival, not to mention success, in that time period. And while Rockstar got the horse aesthetic about 95% right, and hey, kudos to them for that, because it's the first game I've seen that even gets close to equine realism. But the elements outside of equine biology, I feel the game feels a little short on. They could use some inspiration from GTA in terms of the emphasis on car upgrades and employ that same approach to horses in Red Dead 2. The second role I would suggest is the Pony Express role, inspired by the real-life, infamous Pony Express of the 1800s, and utilizes current mail delivery missions that are already in the game. My vision for the Pony Express role is that a player can visit any post office, including the one at camp, and accept a mail delivery mission. Much like bounties and trader deliveries, the mission could offer a range of distance and difficulty, with the money reward increasing accordingly, and players would encounter challenges such as weather, temperatures, terrain, and of course NPC enemies. Like the trader deliveries, long-distance missions could invite rival players to try and steal the mail from you. As any other role, there would be a ranking up system with unlocking and purchasing levels for types of horses, saddlebags, perhaps a special wagon or a pack mule for large mail orders that could be achieved. Maybe to unlock the role itself would require a mission of picking up a wagon full of mail for one town and delivering it to a few different post offices. Perhaps really long distances require the rider to switch their horses at a stable midway. What I like about this role is that it is something a player can do right across the map, much like bounty boards, but also be able to activate right from your camp. The final role that I'm suggesting is the Rancher role. This would be something for higher ranked players to try to achieve, and could be a heavier, more comprehensive role, and something that could be expanded literally as far as the game will allow. The structure of the ranch would be similar to that of the camp, with players unlocking and purchasing the land and every element of a ranch, from residential structures like a tiny cabin to a beautiful ranch house, agricultural buildings from small sheds and lean-tos to large barns and silos, plus having ranch extensions such as animal categories, beef, sheep, dairy, etc., and crop categories such as corn, wheat, and so on. Obviously, things like fenced-in paddocks, fast travels, a butcher shed, ranch employees, and more could all be elements to unlock and purchase. In order for the rancher role to maintain the exciting culture of outlaw and not dive too much into outright farming, the ranch will have to occasionally attract NPCs in the form of ranch raids that the player must defend, stolen livestock that the player must go on a mission to bring back, and so on. It could also boast story missions, such as the moonshine ones, which are player prompted. Whatever the ranch produces, be it livestock or crops, could have goods that need to be taken somewhere and sold. Due to its size and complexity, the ranch location would need to be more of a destination location, a place the game would take the player to, much like the inside of the moonshine operation, rather than something easily found by anyone, kind of like a camp. This type of location allows players a bit of a reprieve from cheaters and griefers. They would be faced only with NPCs. And one potential incentive for Rockstar is to make the Rancher role a paid DLC. Now, what I envision for the Rancher role is that A, you can't even begin the role until you're at least level 150. And I also recommend that the purchase price to buy the plot of land be extraordinarily high, like $10,000 or 100 gold, or a combination of cash and gold. So the 3 roles, Horse Trader, Pony Express, and Rancher, are my suggested roles for Rockstar to inject into Red Dead Online. There you have it, folks. 1 fix and 3 new roles to refresh and kind of save Red Dead Online. I chose those specific roles for their time period relevance, use of current in-game assets and game features, and what I would feel would be a relatively seamless integration into the Wild West world that Rockstar has created. I also did not want to subject players to another Harriet or Marcel, but it could also introduce some new characters. Since you've made it this far, as a bonus, I'll give you a few characters for Rockstar to consider when adding the 3 roles. If you agree or you have other characters you'd like to see, drop a comment below and let me know.
I'm your huckleberry.
What's your name?
Tater.
What's that?
Tater.
You hear what she said?
You counting? Because I still got a pair of bullets and a question that I ain't gonna ask again.
Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the Great Plains soon.